promise you a little sing-along. I'm just going to get straight into it here. I'm not going to do too much background, except to say that this was inspired by a dear childhood friend of mine named Diane. We were at her house a few years ago, say 2022 in Michigan. Victoria and I, with Diane and her brother Johnny, who grew up in the house behind ours, so we knew each other all our lives. And we were talking about our childhood like we do. And Diane, who was not one for understatement, said, we had a great childhood. We were fucking feral. So we lived in a working class, blue collar kind of neighborhood in the country. Nobody had fences, you know. So you kick the kids out in the summer, kick the kids out, the dogs, and with the dogs. And all the dogs and kids are all just running loose all over the place. On one side of the subdivision across the little highway was a state-owned land of forests with ponds and streams, etc. On the other side of our neighborhood was a lake in which we had a beach and a place to put boats and so on. And we were pretty feral. Now, there is a song at the end of this, we'll sing along, it'll be pretty fun if you get into it. When we get to it, Carlos is going to show the words up there, and I'll sing it through once. And you just join in as soon as you want. I feel like you can. It's a pretty simple tune. I think you'll probably get it pretty quickly. Maybe we'll do it a second time, and maybe a third, maybe if you're good. All right? But no more than 3, because we got to get home, don't we, and get our suppers. So, this is called Johnny Took a Dump in a Stump. We just crossed the highway into the woods when Johnny said, I gotta take me a dump. And I'm gonna do it up on that there big ass old hollowed out tree stump. See, that side of the edge is smooth and strong and comfy, and the other side's broke away so you can almost see my poop come out of the bare naked cheeks of my room. I always wanted to see one of my shits be born, but I haven't yet figured out how to squat on the toilet with mom's mirror beneath me and not wave it about when I'm wobbling and scared I'll fall and will of nature to answer my grunt call. And then it's not in the mirror, because then for sure mom will snip me out. We pushed up close, jostling for the very best close-up view. When Johnny farted, gas hit us, hitting us and making us go, phew! Di wheeled around and fell flat on her face. Mikey reeled back and went all over the place, while Billy and Joey stayed put, not wanting to miss one bit of this glorious poo. Johnny said, I ain't got no mirror, so you gotta tell me what you see. Then he clenched his belly, took a big breath, and squeaked out, "Eeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeee It's coming through, like frown. It's a whopper. Woo-hoo! There she blows. Then that prop, fuming, onto a bed of crinkly red and gold leaves. Johnny slid down, pulling up underpants and shorts, hurrying to see his mighty turd. Then with all high fives and exclamations about the best shit tale ever heard. Got to tell you that we had a dog named Blackie. That's when Blackie sneaked in, grabbed a gobful and licked his chin before Joey pulled his tail and told him off. And Blackie just looked at him with his usual shit-eating grin. Then Joey said, I need me a monkey pee. Up there atop that there tree, pointing to a towering ash, before he sets off in a galloping dash with Mikey and Joey close behind. From his hot bar upstretched hands, Billy straightened to a stand, got a grip on the lowest rim, then wiggling and shimmering up, he quickly climbed. We backed away, looking up the tree to get a better view of Billy's monkey pee. its last strong branch and stood atop it with one arm resting on a smaller limb, looking every bit the cowboy about to piss on his own ranch, with all eyes fixed breathless and open mouth upon him. I made to cover her eyes as Billy pulled out his billy, but we could see their shiny blueness and her acting all silly. Billy's face went smooth as his monkey piss began to flow, a long streak of glistening amber splashing onto crispy leaves. We all shouted, "Billy, Billy, what a way to go!" And Blackie threw out his big woofs with great chesty heaves. Billy dropped down and stood before his puddle of foaming piss, and Bill saw a great big two-handed monkey piss take kiss. Then it was all the usual business of building forts and having apple fights and pulling a great log across the street, heaving with all our mights, hunting bullfrogs and roasting their legs on a sandy bend in the stream, swimming up behind a painted turtle and snatching it from its dream. Climb atop a tall pine tree, sway and swing to make it bend more and more. Grab the neighbor tree, swing over, shimmy back down to the forest floor. Then it's off to the lake and to Connie's plywood boat, rowing as hard as we can. Out to the middle to die down, down, then up we swim, showing up a handful of sand. On the way home, we find some other kids playing wiffle ball on the vacant lot. We join in. It's all curveballs and screwballs and batters showing off what they got. We knew time had flied again when Mikey looked at his watch and said, "In a minute now, our moms are going to holler, so let's go. You're up to bat, little Fred." And just a few pitches and swings later, sure enough, we hear from all around, "Ori, food, Roger, no. Bambi, let's all be homeward bound." We pick up our stuff, say goodbyes, and in small groups go our various ways, all singing the song we made up at the top of our lungs about one of our finest days. Johnny took a dump in a stump. Blackie grabbed a gobful, died, I nearly died, and Billy did a perfect monkey pee. Shelly struck Joey out. Blackie caught a line drive. Tammy got a home run, the best game there ever could be. Ready? Johnny took a dump in a stump. Blackie grabbed a gobful, died, I nearly died, and Billy did a perfect monkey pee. Shelly struck Joey out. Blackie caught a line drive. Tammy got a home run, the best game there ever could be. One more time. Johnny took a dump in a stump. Blackie grabbed a gobful, died, I nearly died,